You know that classic Ed Sheeran line? The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go.
Yeah, I know the one.
It paints this picture, right? These buzzing places, bars, clubs, as the default spots for connection, for just letting go.
Mm-hmm. The standard night out.
But here's the thing, and it's really interesting for younger people today, Gen Z, millennials, that whole narrative. It might be fading fast.
Yeah, it really seems like it.
We're diving into this really significant cultural shift today. There's this documented decline, a big one, in drinking among young adults.
It's not just talk either. There's data.
Exactly. Gallup polling just came out, and it's pretty stark. Only about half of adults under 35 even drink alcohol at all.
Wow, only half.
Yeah. Now, think back to the early 2000s, same age group, it was 72%, nearly three-quarters.
That is a huge drop. Just massive.
Yeah.
In less than, what, 20 years?
Right. It's a seismic shift.
It really is.
Right.
And I think what's key here is that this isn't just, a passing fad. It's not like suddenly everyone decided they prefer soda.
No, it feels deeper.
Exactly. It seems to reflect these much broader changes in culture. Things like how we think about health, how we socialize, especially with digital stuff everywhere, and frankly, money.
Economics, yeah. Always a factor.
So today, we're going to try and unpack all these different reasons. We'll look at the health angle, social dynamics, the money side, and just try to understand what it all means, for young people's lives, their well-being.
And maybe even how it changes our cities, our social spaces down the line.
Could be. Okay, so where do we start? Health seems like a big one.
Definitely. I think one of the biggest drivers seems to be this huge increase in health awareness and just a different way of seeing the risks of alcohol.
Right. Information overload almost.
Totally. You can find out anything instantly, right? And the stats back it up. The number of 18 to 34-year-olds who think alcohol is just plain bad for their health, it's more than doubled in less than 10 years.
Doubled. That's...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's significant.
It's like a whole mental recalibration is happening.
And it's not just the far-off stuff, like liver problems decades down the road, though that's part of it, I guess.
No, it seems more immediate.
Exactly. Willa Bennett, she's the editor at 17, and Cosmos, she made this great point. She said young people really hate the hangover.
Huh? I mean, who likes a hangover? But yeah, okay.
Yeah, but they really hate it. They prioritize feeling good, being bright in the morning, productive.
Okay.
So they ask themselves, why would I choose to feel bad tomorrow morning? Especially when you can Google the effects so easily. Dehydration, brain fog, all that immediate stuff.
Makes the trade-off seem way less appealing, I guess.
Yeah. It's almost a practical health calculation they're making, day by day.
That focus on the immediate feeling bright in the morning, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is this part of that bigger wellness trend? That push for, optimizing everything?
I think it has to be connected, yeah. This whole culture around mental clarity, physical performance. Feeling good now.
And alcohol just doesn't fit that picture very well.
Not really. It works directly against those goals, often. Plus, with digital life, we're used to instant feedback. A hangover is pretty clear, immediate negative feedback.
Yeah, good point. It directly messes with your productivity or just enjoying your day.
Right.
Okay, so health is huge, but then there's social media. That feels like a game changer, too.
Oh, absolutely. It's completely changed the idea of going out and letting loose.
Oh, so?
Well, it kind of turns it into a potential liability, doesn't it? Think about, 1995. You could act ridiculous. Maybe someone snaps a Polaroid.
Right, and it ends up in a shoebox somewhere, seen by 5 people.
Exactly. The public consequences were minimal. But now...
Now everything is potentially content.
Everything. The risk of being seen as sloppy in public is just so much higher. And it's permanent.
You see those videos all the time, right?
Yeah.
Overheard on the subway as someone filmed at a bar doing something dumb.
Constantly. And this generation grew up managing their digital selves, especially during the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So much was online. They really want to control their image.
They don't want that viral moment that haunts them forever.
Precisely. There's a real fear of that lasting digital footprint, that negative definition. They're super aware that what goes online stays online.
That's a heavy weight to carry on a night out, isn't it? Just constantly thinking about maintaining this perfect image.
It is.
Does it make people, hold back more? Less spontaneous, maybe, because they're afraid of being documented.
I think it has to influence behavior. It shifts the focus from just having fun to, risk management.
Avoid the hangover and avoid becoming a meme.
Exactly. They're experts at curating their online lives, and that spills over into how they act offline, knowing it could end up online anyway.
Okay, so that leads to this kind of paradox. If the big party scene is down, drinking is down, are young people just not socializing as much? Are they lonely?
That's the question, isn't it? But Willa Bennett, again, she had an interesting take. She thinks people are still socializing, maybe even a lot.
Okay. How?
Well, her point is that their relationship with their phone lets them connect easier.
Right.
It's always there.
Right. Constant connection.
So maybe, just maybe, that reduces the need for alcohol as that sort of social icebreaker or lubricant.
Interesting. So the phone helps connect, reducing the need for booze to do the connecting.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
And it ties into this other trend, this real search for authenticity, for genuine community.
Okay. Tell me more about that.
Well, there seems to be this strong desire for, like, real community and camaraderie, not just surface level stuff.
So less about getting wasted together and more about...
More about finding genuine connection. People
Mhm.
are apparently seeking out authenticity. They talk about wanting meet cutes, like in the movies,
Yeah.
or going on actual blind dates.
Okay, kind of old school.
Yeah. And building communities around real-world shared interests, sports teams, hobbies, that kind of thing. It's moving away from activities where alcohol is the main event.
So the social focus shifts.
Right. The source material we looked at said something like, escapism is different than it's ever been. It's not about escaping into alcohol. Maybe it's about escaping to something more meaningful.
That's fascinating. So the phone makes connecting easier, but they also crave real offline community.
Yeah.
How do those two things balance out? Does the phone help them find that real community, or does it sometimes get in the way?
It's probably a bit of both, right?
Uh.
The phone is definitely a tool for finding those groups, finding events, finding people who like the same stuff you do.
Okay.
But the actual experience they seem to want is happening more in settings where booze isn't the centerpiece. They want real interaction. They want to remember the conversation.
Not just the buzz.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got health, we've got the social media effect, the search for authenticity. What about just plain old money?
Okay, ignore that one.
Because let's face it, the cost of a cocktail these days is astronomical, especially if you live in a city.
Oh, absolutely. One night out can wreck your budget.
So there's a really clear financial reason to cut back, isn't there?
For sure. It's a powerful incentive. Look at mocktails. They're almost always cheaper.
Right.
And just choosing not to drink at all. That's probably the quickest way to cut on your budget.
Yeah, instantly saves you money.
Think about it over the long term. Not spending that money at bars through your 20s. That adds up a lot.
Tens of thousands, potentially.
Easily. And this generation is dealing with serious economic pressures, student loans, insane housing costs, uncertain jobs.
So saving money on drinks isn't trivial, it's a real strategy.
Yeah, it's pragmatic. It's a direct response to having less disposable income or wanting to use it differently.
That makes sense. Is it just about being forced to save money, though? Or is it also becoming, like, a value, choosing experiences over just expensive drinks?
I think it's probably evolving into that.
Yeah.
When money's tight, you definitely think harder about where it goes.
Right. Is this $15 cocktail really worth it?
Exactly. Compared to saving for a trip or investing in a hobby or just, paying rent. For many, the value proposition just isn't there anymore. It reflects a shift in what they consider a valuable way to spend time and money.
Okay. One last big factor that came up was this idea of digital dopamine.
Yeah, the phone again.
The idea that the phone itself provides that hit of escapism, that dopamine rush that maybe people used to seek more from alcohol or other things.
It's a compelling theory. Will Bennett talked about this too. She basically said, you get it from your phone so easily.
The instant gratification.
Yeah. Scroll TikTok, get likes on Instagram, win a game, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's instant. It's right there. So maybe there's less need to kind of get the dopamine from the friends or the alcohol.
The phone scratched that itch, so to speak.
Potentially. And what's really interesting is that statistics show even cannabis use is down among young people too.
Oh, wow. So it's not just swapping alcohol for weed?
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
It suggests a broader shift in how this generation seeks pleasure, manages stress, finds escape. Maybe the phone is becoming the primary source for a lot of that.
That's kind of profound, actually. If the easiest dopamine hit is always in your pocket, does that change how you engage with everything else? Like, does it make real-world interactions feel less exciting sometimes?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It could. The instant personalized buzz from your phone is very different from, say, the slow build of a good conversation or a shared experience.
Yeah.
It might raise the bar for what feels engaging offline. Maybe those slower, less immediately rewarding social moments feel well, boring in comparison sometimes.
And maybe reaching for your phone becomes the default way to deal with boredom or discomfort instead of, talking to someone or using another coping skill.
It's definitely a possibility. It's this complex trade-off where the phone offers convenience and immediate reward, but might also subtly reshape our other ways of engaging in coping.
So pulling it all together then, it's not just one thing.
Not at all. It's this mix, this confluence of factors all
Yeah.
pushing in the same direction.
You've got this intense focus on health driven by easy access to information.
Then the whole social media pressure cooker, managing your image 24/7.
Plus this real yearning for authentic community, moving away from alcohol-fueled socializing.
Right. Layered on top of serious economic pressures, making expensive drinks look less appealing.
And finally, the phone, always there, offering a different kind of escape, a different dopamine hit.
Exactly. They're all tangled up together, reflecting this broader shift in youth culture. It's about how they see the world, how they interact with it, and how they see themselves.
So the big takeaway, the thought to leave people with, what are the consequences long term when a whole generation fundamentally changes its relationship with alcohol like this?
Yeah, what does that do to society?
How does it reshape social norms? What happens to bars and clubs? The whole nighttime economy? Does it change the design of our cities even?
Big questions. It suggests potentially significant shifts in everything from public health to urban planning to the hospitality industry.
It's definitely not just a blip. It feels like a real recalibration that's still unfolding. We'll have to keep watching how it plays out.
For sure.
Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive into why younger generations are drinking less. Hope you found that interesting to think about.
Yeah, lots to consider there.